नमस्कार viewers. आज का कार्यक्रम musical once again. Today, wonderful twins with me, and their field is flute, which is so-called male-dominated performances or art form. And both these sisters, I think no one told them before me, but they are very pretty, and they don't need an introduction, but from my side, let us welcome Suchismita and Debopriya Chatterjee. And to tell more about them, first of all, they are the disciples of legendary artist Shri Hariprasad Chaurasiya ji, and their formal education and how they got into this profession. Also, what is that most they enjoy about their profession and their art form is all that will interact with them. It's an honor to have such a beautiful artist on Diva platform today. So let us welcome them formally. Welcome to Diva session, both of you. Thank you for your time.
Namaskar. Thank
Namaskar.
you.
Namaskar. May I request you to start the program with small recitation?
We will play a short piece
Uh-huh.
in Rag Saraswati.
So, first come first, who is little elder to whom? You are. Okay. Didi, how did you start flute as a profession? Was it your parents' inspiration or you liked it? Obviously, as a kid, we don't understand this much. And this particular art form, especially Indian classical, should be started in a real teenage or not even young age to become this expert. So, who is the person behind this?
Will answer this. You will answer.
You are the elder one.
So then it was my father's wish. He belonged to a family of vocalists, and both my parents, even my uncles, they were a vocalist. So music has been there in us since the time we are born. So, but I think it was my father's wish somewhere that he wanted to play the flute himself. He loved the sound of the flute. And he wanted to play the flute. So, because he pursued vocal and he didn't get that opportunity or that motivation to perform or to play the flute, so somehow or the other, I think Indian parents have this tendency of passing it on to their kids.
Children, yes.
So it was precisely that, and my father asked us that it's a very beautiful instrument. I don't know girls who have played it, but I don't think at the same time that girls cannot play it. Just because we have not played, it doesn't then he also said that women they have reached where not, they are astronauts and they have become the prime minister of a country like India, and
Exactly.
they have been in every major seat, every seat. So I'm sure that we can make it possible. So will you do it? And we are very humble and very nice, good kids. We said yes. Kabul. We have lived there.
Yeah.
So later on, when we moved back to India, in Allahabad, our hometown is Allahabad. So when we got back to India, my father asked Pandit Bholanath Prasannaji that will you please teach flute to my daughter. He was again one another person who was very, very happy to have us as his disciples, and very next day he made two small flutes and we got it for us, and he was very excited and very happy to see us. So this is how we started.
Start.
We learned under him just about a year,
Yes.
and then our family moved to Mumbai.
Yes.
And then when we came to Mumbai, then my parents of course took us to Pandit Chatterjee, to our Guruji. He also hails from Allahabad, and they knew each other, the families knew each other. So it was not very difficult for my, and of course my family also being musicians family, they knew. And in small towns, people know each other anyways.
Yes.
So it was not very difficult, and hence this is how we started. But of course, even when we came to Guruji, I don't think we were that, we were not that conscious or smart kids like today, these generation is, that they precisely know what
Yeah.
profession they would get in, what they want in their life. So
Yes.
we knew nothing. So it was, I think, just our Guruji's motivation, his inspiration, his help, all his love towards us, towards grooming us, towards teaching us. That is what has mattered, I think, and that is what stays with us.
True. And I also know that, like your father wanted you to pick up this as a full-time profession, or rather an art form, not profession, but just wanted to learn. Acha, many people think, I mean, the stories we have heard, a layman point of view, that Panditji also says that first I was a wrestler, and that's how there is a power I could play, though it's a very melodious and very beautiful, sweet instrument, but it needs a super lungs power and good control over shwasa. So I think for women, is it little challenging? No, okay.
No, I don't think so. No, I think, yes, of course, you do need lung power, as in it does take. But then, I mean, if you can be a vocalist, I mean, then also you're using your lung power, right? But maybe in the flute, maybe a little more or whatever. But then that comes naturally with years of practice. I mean, not that many people ask us that, do you really do anything special, yoga or any special exercises to increase your lung power? No, nothing like that. I mean, I think playing this instrument in itself is
Exercising.
such an exercise, such a meditation, such everything that it really takes care of those things. And with years of practice, I think you just gradually build up your stamina and build up your lung power.
Yeah, makes sense. As rightly said, parents mm, uh, fulfill their dreams through their children. Uh,
Yeah.
my mother wanted to learn tabla. She could not. And tabla is very much a man's instrument, uh, at least during those days when my mother.
Yeah.
And then she made me to learn it because she thought if she couldn't learn, I should learn. And that's exactly what happened in my case. I completely
Right.
relate to what you are saying. Acha, did anyone like Panditji or even Guruji, did anyone hesitated for a minute that girls and no?
No,
Not at all. I
not
think
at
it
all.
was the other way around. I think it was maybe the other way around that, no, actually, there were no question marks at all. It was like with Pandit Bhola Guruji also and with Guruji, both of them were more than happy, more than welcoming. Rather, we were the special ones, and we were the, yeah, we have always been there. what to say, the favorite ones, you know,
Loved one.
the loved ones, the favorite ones. Yeah, and we have always got the special care. So that way we are very blessed. Yeah.
It was never from them. It was never from our parents also. But sometimes yes, from people who were in the same city. Acquaintances of my parents or the family. So. Um, Then knowing my parents and knowing my uncles, we know that my family belongs to a family of musicians. And they said that, because it's a small city and then they get to learn that he is teaching his daughters flute. So they thought, oh, that is something weird. Why he is not teaching them vocal or, for example, they said that लड़कियों को डांस करते हुए अच्छा लगता है गाना गाते हुए अच्छा लगता है सितार बजाते हुए अच्छा लगता है ये फ्लूट कैसे आपने शुरू करवा दिया
I think belonging to a family of vocalists, I think that would have been the most natural option. And when we didn't go for that and rather something unusual and not just unusual, something as unusual as flute in those days. So that was very unusual for general people, but not for our gurus.
But that's why I would say that, at that point of time, my parents were not only, wanting us to learn the flute, but it was also that we were learning dance also, vocal also.
Oh, okay.
So we were learning dance, we were learning vocal under them, and dance also we did to quite a big extent, to quite an advanced level.
Okay.
Only when we shifted to Mumbai and we were like I was in my 10th grade, she was in her 9th grade, studies were taking more importance. And in Mumbai, it's not a small city that we could just travel and go or our teachers could come home. So gradually things took a priority, but it's not that we didn't. It's not that our parents restricted us from learning vocal or dance either. They just wanted us to be busy. इधर उधर मन भटकना नहीं चाहिए बिजी रखो that was their whole idea.
Yeah.
So dance form Kathak dance form is what? Okay. And personally, I love Varanasi. How much ever shabby it is, how much ever not developed it is, but इसके पानी में कुछ है. और जहाँ पे I think almost all the artists find solace and they also find a lot of art in that city. और बस जाते हैं वहाँ पे. So I think you people have spent good amount of time there. Am I right?
Allahabad, not so much in Banaras, but it's the same hand and feet being Ganga there and North of Ganga. But of course, both the cities have a lot of things in common, but a lot of other things also. Banaras is famous for a lot of gully and a lot of small little things and streets, of course.
And the ghats, of course. Banaras ke ghats.
Banaras are very famous. And the Shiv temple out there, Shiv Vishwanath Mandir and all that. So, but Allahabad also has its own charm.
Yeah. Of course.
But even in Allahabad, we have not really spent a lot of time. We haven't spent a lot of time. As kids, our family shifted to Afghanistan for a period. Then we came back, and then again we stayed about a year. Then again we moved to
Mumbai.
Pune, to Mumbai. Somehow our family has been shifting places to places. But still, Allahabad still remains very special. And now when we go back to Allahabad, we really have a lovely time. Yeah.
We enjoy Allahabad much more now.
Yeah.
I'm sure. अभी जब आपने पंडित जी के साथ ज्वाइन किया, because it's a dream for many people to at least even listen to his concerts and his performances. Being a shishya, being a disciple, is he very strict or he's very kind?
I think he's the sweetest. He's the most kind.
He's very patient.
Very patient. And as we said, that like now it's been over 2 decades now that we have been fortunate to be amongst the closest ones. We are like family. So most loved ones, the privileged ones. So yeah, but really, I mean, Guruji ka gussa vagera, I mean, not at all. Not at all.
Any experience, especially you want to mention here? Something that you really recollect immediately?
Experience? Lots of
Loads of them.
Loads of them.
I mean, there was also a time when we went to Holland to study. So for 4 years, we were studying in Holland. So us time pe Guruji used to come like twice in a year, but he would in that twice a year also he would like spend a good 4 months in Holland. So those months used to be like actually देखा जाए तो those months were the months where we whatever we have learned maybe we can pinpoint it to that period that तब हमने जो सीखा था उनसे because I mean जब हम लोग सीख रहे थे उस टाइम पे गुरुजी also used to be so busy. I mean
Yeah.
he hardly could give any time to his students. I mean, though he has always been so sincere, even if he would have half a day in hand, he would make sure that he would come to his students in that half day also. But in Holland was a more relaxed time because he was stationed there for like 2 3 months. So, but then that period used to be like we would travel together with him to the conservatory, travel back. We used to cycle together. Then,
Hang around the park,
yes,
see the dog,
then Didi
and
would cook
we
every
would
evening.
cook every
We would
evening.
have our meals together. So that was really lovely time that we used to have.
Even if we wanted to watch some movie or just go
Yes.
out for walk was always there. It was quite a important part of our life anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, cooking together, all kind of every kind of masti we used to have, and we actually got Guruji completely
Yeah.
over there.
Yes, yes. And
Morning से लेके रात तक. Yes.
जी जी. And as you said, it is a family, more of a family than a guru. पर एक point मुझे यहाँ पे mention करना मतलब I want to say that we being in metropolitan city now, you are also in Mumbai and you have seen this trend. People want their children to learn some sort of music, and of course they also want them to learn Indian classical, Shastriya Sangeet सीखना है. But somehow not everyone knows the importance, or I would say the authenticity of Guru Shishya Parampara, and they opt for more of a commercial or time bound training centers. And what I personally feel is, when I learned tabla from my Guruji, I remember there was no time limit to it. There was no defined format to it. I think I remember धा निकालने के लिए 3 महीने लग गए थे. एंड बट वो अब ऐसा बैठा है कि वो टन बचता ही है. तो that makes a difference when you are learning under a proper Guru Shishya Parampara, where whole time is yours, whole dedication is yours, and whole involvement and sincere efforts are there. पर अभी ये जो मॉडर्न जनरेशन, या मॉडर्न भी नहीं बोलूंगी, जो लोगों को फास्ट सीखना है, क्विक सीखना है, they are more into this. Anything you want to say about it? I'm not saying that we're against that, but a word of caution.
You learn so much. See, I think there has been phases. Everything comes back to square one. When we have learned from Guruji, so morning, like in Holland, it used to be morning 9 o'clock. We used to practice. We used to have breakfast together. Then we used to go to the conservatory. We used to run throughout the day, be in the conservatory, come back home again, cook and eat, and again practice. So this has been there, and never Guruji expected any kind of financial gain to us. And neither we thought that हमको बहुत जल्दी सीखना है. But now times have changed. This is the time I feel that it is a very fast time. We are living in a time where everything comes concentrated and everything comes in a capsule kind of a way. हर चीज का capsule हो गया. अब क्या हो गया? Now even music, it feels like students or kids, they just want to just break open some short course capsule and have it and gulp it, and then they think they want to
एक एल्बम बना लिया, एक यूट्यूब पे डाल दिया.
Yes. So this generation is very fast. Go to see what they pick up today, how sharp they are. It feels that we have already come prepared with a lot of things.
True.
If you go to see the kids who come for Indian Idol and all that, the
I know.
small kids, you see that when did they learn to be able to sing? So they are very fast and they pick up very fast. But in this bargain, what has happened is everything has become a little kind of mechanical give and take. Everything has become social media oriented. A lot of factors are there. Now, with social media, what has become is that nobody is depending on anybody, and it's like if you have the skill, if you have the talent, you just go and showcase yourself. In that bargain, a lot of good things are coming out, but in that bargain, a lot of not so good things
Making
are
that.
coming
Yeah.
out because there is no filter as such that who should be there and who should not be there. Any person who has a FB account can be there. Any person who has a YouTube channel will be there. So there is no filter there out there. So good thing is that if you have the show, if you have the talent, you can showcase yourself and you can go a long way. A little challenge about the whole thing is that undeserving people are also there who make it, very, they are also there. And
Yeah.
it becomes a quite tough competition if you go to see. And these days, everybody, they need money.
Yeah.
Money this becomes so important.
Mm.
I mean, today having to be able to afford a basic education has become so expensive.
Yeah.
To get your child convent educated is essential. It is very expensive. So a basic 10th standard education, a person is paying anything between 2.5 lakhs to anything it could be. So, so obviously these factors make it like that you need to earn money for your house to be able to feed, to bring up your kids. So everybody is like money oriented. Now these days, neither the teacher has that mindset that okay, you come to me and I will teach you for
Exactly.
free.
Why should we only blame the
Why
students?
should
Where do we
you,
find those kind of teachers either?
yeah,
And I think we should just adopt certain things with the changing times, because with the changing times, we also have to adopt certain things. We have to go by certain things. I mean, theek hai, abhi bhi there are some teachers like, of course, our Guruji is there, Pandit Suresh Talwalkar ji is there, जिन लोगों के गुरुकुल हैं, Pandit Ajay Chakravarti ji is there, जो लोग कि अभी भी शायद उस system में to an extent do function. But yes, I mean, times have changed. Every day is so fast. It's like you have to cope up with things. So
I mean, frankly and honestly saying that if we have learned from Guruji under that Guru Shishya Parampara, then the students expect us to keep up with that Parampara.
now,
Can
can we do it?
Even I cannot afford that, even because time runs very fast for us. We have 100 other things to do also.
Yes.
So how much time? It's not that she or he either would refuse a student only for money matter because not that he's not capable of paying. I don't think you have said a no to anybody, or neither I don't think I've said a no to anybody. But at the same time, it's also not that I can say yes to everybody that please come here and I will be sitting here and all free for you teaching because I cannot afford that time myself.
Very true.
So it's money is important to me also.
Yeah.
So it's not only the students, it's the teacher, it's the changing time, it's the requirement, it's the need.
Yes, makes sense because yeah, you rightly said times have changed, and even the guru is not in a position to invest that much of time. And why would we blame Shishya? No? But somewhere people like you will definitely hang on to it, and we will not lose hopes that we'll not have that same authentic melodious music in future as well. Because there are some sincere people as well, and there are some efforts in that direction, obviously, wherein people are completely involved into a Shastriya Sangeet and taking it as a full time career and focused on it. Now, coming to the same topic, why have you chosen music as your career and not something else?
It happened, we have not chosen actually.
Yeah, I think it was not really a conscious decision as such because we did our studies, we did everything. But I think beyond a point, I think music was something which attracted us the most. And as we said, that somehow I mean, we do believe that it has to be an effort at both ends, you know, like if our gurus or if our parents have invested so much time in us, it is also on us to give it back to them, you know. So yeah, I
I
mean,
remember one something funny. I remember both of us when we were in Holland. One time Guruji said, "मैं तुम दोनों को गोली मार दूंगा अगर तुमने बजाया नहीं तो." It's because and he used to go on and on to give examples. Like for example, there's a gardener माली एक छोटे से plant को
exactly.
वो दे रहा है, पानी डाल रहा है, खाद डाल रहा है कि तुम अच्छे से फलो फूलो, you know that you grow up nicely and you grow up to be a healthy plant, and then one day he will be so sad if a cow comes and just chews it off. You know? So then he said, I will feel like shooting that cow. So it is like that. So he says that I have put in so much of effort. Your parents have sacrificed so much. So you have got all what it takes to be encouraged or be getting the right kind of parents or you know,
Be in the right
kind of-
atmosphere.
Yes. So you have to play. You have to play, and I have a lot of expectations from you. And we understand this today because any good student who comes to us, we push him further. We have
Yeah.
expectations from that student because we feel that if a student is not that good, probably I will say yes. Okay, it's not that I will not be working.
No, no,
sincere,
that
you
way, if
know,
we take
not
up
that.
somebody, we would be very sincere towards them.
Towards
But
them.
anybody who shows a little more potential, I think you automatically tend to try and give a little more and try to get back a little more. Because you know that that person has the potential. So whatever I'm trying to put in, he can give it back. So that's not my personal interest. It's just that you have the capacity to do it. So why not do it?
Absolutely. And I think that is what is actual meaning of guru, who gives the, holds your hand and
Exactly.
walk in that right direction and complete support. मैंने जब शंकर सिस्टर से बात की तो मैंने उनको पूछा कि आप बचपन में रियाज कितना करते थे और कितने आवर्स आप जेन्युइनली बैठते थे या बैठ पाते थे। तो उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं, एक बार है ना, नंदिनी ने ऐसा किया था कि वॉच को 1 आवर ऊपर करके रख दिया था, तो जब दादी माँ आएंगी और पूछेंगे कि 1 आवर आपने प्रैक्टिस किया, तो शी शोड इट, बट दे वर सो इनोसेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि पार्टी also had another watch wherein she knew that what is happening in that room। ऐसी कोई टैक्टिस आप लोगों ने यूज की है बचपन में?
Oh yes, we would always keep running away from our practice. मतलब हम लोग को तो मतलब we used to refuse to go to the class because as I said that those days Guruji used to be so busy. So महीनों निकल जाते थे and we would be so happy कि Guruji is traveling and he has no time for class. So what to do? Guruji is not there. Not our fault. What can we do?
Many a times Guruji used to reach late in the class because for certain reason it was flight or delayed or something. And he used to say, oh, maybe I really hope his flight is so delayed that he can't make it to the class. He can just go home. Why stressing so much? You know?
Yeah. And then like शायद महीने में एक संडे मिलता था, you know, and then उस टाइम पे तो लैंडलाइन का जमाना था, so obviously like maybe mama would get informed that okay there's a class on Sunday, so then mama would have to bribe us कि चलो class चलो, after the class I'll take you to a restaurant or I'll treat you with an ice cream or whatever, and trust me that bribing thing continued. Not bribing, I would say, matlab beyond the point, of course. I mean, as we grew, mama stopped coming along with us, but matlab even so many days after the class, Guruji used to take us to a sweet shop. वहाँ पे खार में एक 56 भोग करके मिठाई की दुकान हुआ करती थी, अभी भी होगी I'm sure. So Guruji would take us there because Guruji was very fond of sweets.
Yes.
And he would take us there class के बाद, and then we all would have sweets, and then he would say कि अब तुम लोग खाली पेट घर मत जाना and all. And मतलब there were times like एकदम उसके भी पहले कि हम लोग क्लास में जाके बैठ तो जाते थे पर सो जाते थे, like because senior students लोग जब बजाते थे, by the time हमारा टर्न आता था 2.5-3 घंटे के बाद, तब तक तो we had like सो ही जाते थे. तो गुरुजी पूछते थे कि आज थोड़ा बजाने का मूड है, we'll say कि नहीं, मूड नहीं. Today, when we think back, we think, oh my God, how did we have the guts to do this, कि गुरुजी को बोलते कि आज बजाने का मूड है, नहीं आज नहीं बजाना है. गुरुजी भी बोलेंगे अच्छा ठीक है कोई बात नहीं.
That's really fabulous, lovely. अच्छा, ये इस ये मुझे भी याद है जब मैं तबला सीखने गई व्हेन आई वाज इन 8th, दैट्स द टाइम आई स्टार्टेड. और मेरे गुरुजी जब मैं अच्छा बजाती थी तो मुझे पोहा खाने के लिए मिलता था. तो वो मेरा ब्राइब था कि आज तुम्हें
Yeah,
आज
yeah.
तुमको पोहा मिलेगा करके. सो
That is so sweet, so sweet. And that is how that's what we said. We can't pinpoint that when was that time when Guruji actually motivated us and just took us under his wings, and we never realized
is a
he.
very vital role when you are learning something from anybody. I mean, not art, but otherwise also.
Yeah.
आप लोगों ने बहुत सारे कॉन्सर्ट्स दिए हैं अनगिनत, और सोलो भी दिए हैं, साथ में भी दिए, गुरुजी के साथ तो बहुत दिए हैं. Actually, I have seen you performing with Guruji most of the time. Of course, not in person, but on television and through other programs. I did attend one in Chodaya Hall, Bangalore, and I remember how mesmerizing and क्या नाम दे ऐसा परफॉर्मेंस रहा था. और तब से मैंने सोचा था कि कब मुझे इनके साथ बोलने का, मिलने का अवसर मिलेगा. मिला, लेकिन कोविड होने से हम पर्सनली नहीं मिल सकते, बट नेवरदलेस एटलीस्ट वर्चुअली वी आर कनेक्टेड. ऐसा कौन सा परफॉर्मेंस है कि जिसमें आपको लगा कि दिस वाज द थिंग आई हैव बीन प्रैक्टिसिंग फॉर दिस मच और इट इज वर्थ इट?
Can't say that.
Both
I
only.
think not only one performance, but what happens is that, at least with me, I feel that when I have been practicing really sincerely, I can see that my next concert or eventually those concerts, I feel that difference. So I cannot pinpoint one concert. That one concert was that I felt, oh, this is that I have been practicing all these years. So whatever we have been practicing all these years will show up to an extent to every concert. But of course, there still are phases, at least with me, where I feel that if I have been honestly practicing and putting a lot of effort, it has
Shown.
shown.
Yeah. So I think it's like, of course, your practice will show in every concert. But if you ask that which was the best concert or which we thought that was really the ultimate, Esa, I don't think is any concert as such, because every concert, every stage, every experience is so different. So of course we can say कि हाँ ये वाला कॉन्सर्ट बजा के हमको बहुत अच्छा लगा था, या ये वाले कॉन्सर्ट पे ऑडियंस रिस्पॉन्स बहुत अच्छी मिली थी, या इस पे हम लोग को एक बहुत पॉजिटिव फील मिला था वैसे. बट सो फार इफ यू जस्ट से कि द बेस्ट कॉन्सर्ट ऑफ आवर लाइफ, जिसमें कि मतलब और कुछ करने को था ही नहीं, दैट वाज द अल्टीमेट, ऐसा कोई nothing. I mean, we still have loads and loads and loads to do.
Definitely. And I think you should keep going, because that's what.
Yeah, definitely. It's yeah, definitely.
There is never an end of any performance or any art. आप लोगों ने ये भी और एक मैंने आपके जब वेबसाइट में पढ़ा कि you have done some sort of a social cause performances also, wherein you, I think, worked with cancer patients. So is it like very often you used to visit, or
That is our own trust.
your own trust? Okay.
Music Group and Cancer Trust is our own trust. And through that trust, we try to do whatever humble work we can, in the sense we do organize some concerts. And through that concert, whatever funds we can gather, we give it to cancer afflicted children. I mean, towards his treatment, towards the treatment of his or her, whatever, but cancer kids. So that's what we do. Yeah.
Oh, it's your trust. Okay. Okay.
But we, of course, should be thankful to the artist, because we don't pay a huge amount to the artist. We try to do our little, because it's for a cause, and we try to accumulate as much as money and give it to the child here. So it's not that we have ever done anything for free. We ourselves, being artists, we do pay other artists, but maybe we are not paying them the
Their
that day
full
or the
fee.
full fee or something. So over here, we definitely need the support of our fellow musicians and other artists
Yeah.
who believe in it, who believe in us.
अच्छा, एक बात मैंने सुनी थी कि इंस्ट्रूमेंट जो रागा बेस्ड होते हैं, जिनके सारे परफॉर्मेंसेस, दे आल्सो गो फॉर अ गायकी अंग, wherein the vocal part or the bhajan or anything is also accumulated or performed in with the instrument, whatever particular instrument. तो ऐसे आपने बहुत सारे कोई मतलब I'm not saying that you should do it, but what I'm asking is, have you also performed such things, or only the pure Shastriya Sangeet, pure raga based performance?
So, Gayaki Ang means, it does not mean, I mean, for example, just now that we played Rag Saraswati, that will remain the same for, doesn't matter an instrument or a vocalist. But the only thing is now, if अगर vocal में समझिए कोई अगर भजन है, तो हम लोग भी वो भजन बजा ही सकते हैं, but we'll miss out on the words. तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर एक भजन का समझिए 2 अंतरा है, तो अगर हम 2 अंतरे बजा रहे हैं तो 2 अंतरे सेम ही साउंड करेंगे बिकॉज वी डोंट हैव वर्ड्स. So that is the thing, but otherwise it's all the same. We can produce the same things as a vocalist would do, but then we don't have the lyrics.
Yeah, of course, and that is what I also identified while working with Sita, क्योंकि उसमें भी I am not able to produce as closely as it should go to the word. वो तो है. ये अभी I think you people also have started your own institutes, your own training centers, है ना?
Teaching online.
Yeah. So both together or individually?
Individually.
Okay. Oh, individually. Okay. So
Now
how
we together don't sit in the front of the screen and hand it on to we both are
डर जाएंगे in the sense कि उनको एक तरह
No, but we can do some workshops together and stuff like that, but teaching we are doing individually.
Okay. Okay. तो क्या फॉर्मेट है और कैसे आपका I mean if any small kid can just come to you and get started, how is like that?
I think we personally, I mean, we do believe that if somebody is some beginner, as in somebody who can't even blow, can't even hold the instrument, so ideal scenario would be to start with a guru one-on-one, who can at least guide you कि भाई हाथ कैसे रखना है, कि flute को place कैसे करना है, those kind of things, because that gets difficult on an online session. But we cannot saying again that that's impossible, but then it takes more time and more effort again on both ends. But I mean, it's always better अगर थोड़ा musical background हो, थोड़ी सी समझ हो. But of course, not that we have a kind of an entrance exam or anything like that. But
I mean, I have taken up.
Sorry to interrupt. It helps, na, if you are coming from some sort of a little bit of musical background. It helps you to grab the basics quickly.
Yes, again, as I said, it always helps, but that again does not mean that somebody who is not from a musical background cannot do music or cannot. ऐसा भी नहीं है. I mean, Guruji is the biggest example of that, coming from a family of wrestlers. Yeah, so it's like you never know भगवान कब किसको कहाँ कौन सा आशीर्वाद दे देते हैं, which we don't know. So that is really nothing as such that you have to belong to a musical background. I mean, you can be totally Besura and Duetala coming from a musical family and the other way around. So, Sani, you were saying something.
Yeah, I just said that I have taken up quite a lot of students from scratch.
Okay.
From scratch in the sense from the place where they have had a word with me and I told them okay, and then they ordered their flute and their first flute arrived. So I have taken quite a lot of students from that level. And yes, they are playing now. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of them. They are doing so well now. They are playing. Of course, on screen it becomes a little difficult because I cannot hold personally the instrument for them and tell them you have to put it exactly here. The fingers have to be like this. I can just show on the screen that your thumb cannot be just here. It has to be here. Whereas the other thumb has to be below this. This cannot be below it. So the challenging. It's not impossible.
It's not important. और आप लोग कौशिकी जी के बैंड के साथ भी जुड़े हुए हैं सखी एंड अच्छा okay and you are leading the flute troupe of us. How is that experience? It's a beautiful idea, first of all, all women musicians, that's really lovely. So I think Nandini ji is also part of that.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes. I think the idea was not to be feminist with Sakhi, that it's an all women band and kind of. Aisa nahi tha. The idea was not that. I mean, we are ever grateful to our gurus who have been, our fathers or our gurus. So how can we not be thankful to them? And so aisa kuch nahi tha. The idea was just to celebrate womanhood. The different forms of a woman, whether it be a mother, a sister, all the different forms of goddesses and things like that. That was the idea. And of course, it's a beautiful concept. And yeah, it's been more than 5 years, 6 years now that we formed the band. And we have done many concerts, and every concert has been a fun-filled event, because whenever we all come together, it's a lot of love, laughter, music, dance, khana, pina, travel, name it, So we all have a lovely time. Music discussion तो होता ही है, उसके साथ साथ क्या पहनना है. That is also a major discussion, who's wearing what color and what not. All the ladylike things, whatever you can think of, all the girlish business.
Celebration.
So yeah, it's always fun. So that way Sakhi is of course fun, but at the same time, I think I'm very lucky because I enjoy all the same things with Didi as well, because as you can see now also we are coordinated and we are always color coordinated and love to shop and love to do whatever, So that's always
Also sometimes.
like today actually. Since morning we have been actually enjoying doing nothing.
Enjoying each other's company, that's it.
Yeah. And but of course with Sakhi and with Kaushiki and with all the other, it has also been a learning experience.
Absolutely.
It has definitely been a learning experience and a lovely experience. Yeah.
Now, last question, and then I think I'll request for a small performance. How is being together as a sibling? Is it? I'm sure it's definitely enriching and enjoying. But I don't have sister, so I always miss out that part in my life. I'm sure having sister makes a lot of happy moments and wonderful sharing experiences more enriching. Of course, brothers are also equally notorious, but
We don't know what it is to have a brother. I'm sure it's equally good. But we can vouch for being sisters, and that it's, I think, the most wonderful thing. It's the biggest blessing.
Blessing is to have each other. Of course, having sister or brother, but basically having a sibling is anyways good.
And I think that as with time, we realize it more and more, that we are so thankful that we have each other. Doesn't matter, छोटे से छोटा problem, बड़े से बड़ा problem. You just know who to call up, And for us, so it's like all our travel, this, that, everything is like at times if she's traveling alone or at times if I'm traveling alone, it's genuinely so boring. It's like I genuinely miss her. I genuinely miss being around. I genuinely miss her on stage. ठीक है. I mean, we do certain things individually as well, but yeah, it's I think the best thing. I always thank my parents for it.
definitely. सबसे अच्छा स्वीट कौन सा लगता है आप दोनों?
सबसे अच्छा sweet.
बहुत कुछ है.
बहुत कुछ. I think rasgullas or actually loads. I mean,
especially Allahabad की मिठाइयाँ, Allahabad की chaat. Especially those pure desi ghee Allahabad. So
Allahabad ki jalebi. I don't eat Maharashtra ki jalebi.
Allahabad ki jalebi, Allahabad ka gulab jamun, rabdi.
Yeah. Oh yes, Allahabad mein you get this gulab jamun and they serve it with dahi. That's like awesome combination.
Yeah, I know. So
अब इतना खाने की बात करने के बाद माउथ ऑफ वाटरिंग हम लोग बजा नहीं पाएंगे.
मैं ऑफर दे रही थी कि जब आप बेंगलोर होंगे तो मुझे बता देना. आई एम अ वेरी गुड कुक. आई कैन गेट यू व्हाटएवर यू वांट.
Oh wow, sure, definitely.
कि अभी आप क्या बजाना चाहोगे? Beautiful, wonderful,
Thank you.
so sundar. Thank you so much for your time and that wonderful dialogues or gupshup we had. All the best for your future and
Thank you so much.
plans.
Wishing you all the very best. May you have loads of episodes and may your dreams come true. Thank you so much.
See you.
Namaskar.
Thank you.